This is an aerial view of our location today, Sacramento, the capital of California. Before we get going, let's hear from Dave.
Thank you, Kevin. We
see cycles all the time in the NBA for sure, David. Thank you. Here are the five for the Clippers. George in the front court, along with Leonard. Bledsoe is out there with Kennard, and it's MP in at the five. And for the Kings, backcourt guard pair is Mitchell next to Halliburton. Barnes and Holds holding down the post positions. And it's Hield in at the three. For the teams that are clearly rebuilding, Greg, should they simply play the young guns no matter what, or should they make them earn their minutes?
I think there should be a combination, and as long as guys are pros and really approaching the game the right way, you want to give them an opportunity to grow, and also it gives you a chance to evaluate. And with the talk that MP wants a trade, he denied any of that being true, but the rumors still linger.
Well, MP wants to keep the focus, GA, on the court. It's clear he doesn't want this to be a distraction at all. Now, here's Holmes. He had 15 points last outing, just 4 to shoot. Near the three-point line, it's Mitchell. MP grabs the miss. Here's Los Angeles now. This is it to Kennard. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. MP kicks to Bledsoe. Lets it go with a three. The Clippers keep it alive. MP passes to Kennard. And Richaun Holmes gets the whistle that time.
Richaun Holmes.
That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
Here's MP. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game. Clock at 6. The second chance effort. No good that time. And Sacramento will go the other way with it. Last game matched up with the Clippers. A tough loss there.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, tough environment. They were right there, but just missed some key shots.
You know what? Playing on the road is always challenging. It requires a level of energy and focus. You've got to match what the home team gives you, and they didn't do it.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well. Well, conversions have been a problem. 0 for 4.
Down low, here's Leonard. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down.
As good a scorer as he is, we know that Paul George is not a ball stopper. Excellent decision right there.
And we all know what George brings offensively, but it's his ability as a defender that stands out. Great instincts to make plays on that end of the floor.
So the Kings call timeout, their first. And with Paul George and his defense, Greg, you almost forget how great of an impact it makes.
He just kind of flies under the radar with his defensive play. I mean, this guy could be considered for the Defensive Player of the Year almost every year. One of the more disruptive forces on that end of the floor.
Sacramento again missing.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
The Kings trailed by 6. Mitchell looking it over. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
That's his first.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
At the line for your team.
Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Now here's Bledsoe. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Barnes against Leonard. Falls through. He's now made 2 of 4.
This has defined Kawhi Leonard's game going back to college. He understood rebounding is important to winning.
Here's Mitchell. He had 15 points last outing. There's the pass to Hield. It's hauled in by MP. MP's got 6 rebounds in the game. Clippers moving the ball around. Pass to Leonard. Over Barnes. Leonard, no luck.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Pass to Mitchell. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It goes on Eric Bledsoe.
Yeah, the defender all over.
For Sacramento, they have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far. And the Clippers making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Leonard against Barnes. Leonard kicks to Johnson. Over Halliburton. Misses off the left iron.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again.
Now, here's Holmes. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him.
Listen, we know the mid-range game is in this guy's arsenal, but you wonder, should he have moved it just one pass more?
Here's Leonard. Lays it up and banks it in.
Leonard.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And so here's Sacramento. 9-point game. Last time they came together was in Los Angeles, where they fell to the Clippers.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, tough environment. They were right there, but just missed some key shots.
You know what? Playing on the road is always challenging. It requires a level of energy and focus. You've got to match what the home team gives you, and they didn't do it.
Bucket is good.
Yeah, just take the hit, maintain your focus. Nice scoring finish by Barnes.
Here's Johnson. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now, here's Mitchell. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. Holmes finds Mitchell. Healed against MP. And yes, it's good.
A guy like Buddy out-hustles other players on the floor. He gets inside, and there he finishes strong.
Johnson dishes to Leonard. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That's his first foul.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Bagley, he's checked in for Mitchell. Barnes looking around. And it's Bagley at the elbow. He kicks to Barnes. Healed outside. The Kings need to get off a shot here. Bagley, no good.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Leonard, the pass to George. Healed against Johnson. Leonard inside. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for the Kings. They trail by 7. Passes to Holmes. MP grabs the miss. MP's got 9 rebounds now tonight. Here's Leonard. Barnes grabs the miss.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Here's Halliburton. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Los Angeles leading by 7. George finds Johnson. Inside, MP. And the dunk by MP.
My goodness, that's too easy for MP. Up high over the rim.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Halliburton for 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. MP's got 11 rebounds in the game.
I think he's got to settle down because right now it feels like he's rushing, like he's forcing some shots. This quarter he has been completely bothered.
They have been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Now a timeout called by Sacramento.
And no doubt, Coach wants them to shore up their interior defense.
I think right now they're giving up way too many easy looks. That is a recipe for disaster.
Catching up on the changes for Sacramento. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Reese Harkless comes in for Harrison Barnes. And it's Terrence Davis in for Heel. And then for Los Angeles, Marcus Morris comes in for Leonard. And it's Batum in for George. The Kings trailed by 11. Outside, Davis. Halliburton outside. Out to Thompson. And the pass to Harkless. Kings moving the ball around. Halliburton against Johnson. The 11-footer. Back to Harkless. Driving the lane. Makes it off the glass.
Look, defensively, to me, you've got to do a better job communicating once the screen comes.
Defended by Bagley. Kennard on the wing. MP trying to free himself up. He gets it in there. And the Clippers lead by 11.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Now Davis. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Halliburton inside the three-point line. That shot is off. And the Clippers will come the other way.
He's missed everything he's taken in this quarter, and it's making it very difficult for them to come back.
Harkless, the pass to Halliburton. Pass to Bagley. That falls. Nice feed that time from Halliburton.
That's the kind of toughness Bagley needs to show on every possession. Shake off the contact and finish through it.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers ahead by 9 as the quarter comes to a close. And it's been their rugged
Coming on to the floor.
completely new group on the floor for the Kings. Big group substitution here for the Clippers. Hartenstein, he's checked in for Zubac. MP comes in for Marcus Morris. Kawhi Leonard, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. And George is subbed in for Kennard. Filling out the wing spots, it'll be Hield and Barnes. Medu is out there with Holmes. And it's Mitchell in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento.
Eric Bledsoe's court vision is probably underrated. What a pretty pass.
And there was a slight panic in L.A. when Kawhi opted out of his deal. It quickly went away as Kawhi signed a new one with the Clippers. The Clippers can build knowing Kawhi is in it for the long haul. Always nice to know you have a star that you can win with.
Sacramento grabs the miss. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. It's good from Barnes on the assist by Hield. Barnes has got 4 points this quarter.
And not just a scorer. Hield is solid at reading when his guys are open for a look.
And now the fast break. Mitchell with the ball. Barnes can't get it to go.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Pass to George. They get it back. MP. And the dunk by MP.
Well, the extra effort play there on the offensive rebound and conversion. MP doing work on the boards.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Clippers foul.
We see more and more players stretching the limits of their shooting range. How does that deep ball challenge a defense?
Well, we have to redefine what is quality defense in today's NBA because of the range shooting. What it does is it spaces the floor. It's asking big men to guard at 28 to 30 feet. And that's a very difficult thing to do for a big man 6 feet 9 and 7 feet. Things can break down quickly. You're in rotation right away. Challenging, I would say, it is to guard in today's NBA.
Outside for George. Passes it to Bledsoe. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Kept alive. Here's MP. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Man, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Hield finds Mitchell. It's Holmes, high post.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Bledsoe against Mitchell. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
That's his
It goes on Eric Bledsoe.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
For Sacramento.
Guys, what do you think about the offensive approach so far that we've seen for the Clippers?
Take note of the work they've done on the offensive glass. Guys, they've got a ton of putbacks.
There's something else they've done right from the get-go tonight is run. So much of their offense coming on the fast break.
Love the assist. I mean, he knew exactly where that bounce pass had to be to create that opportunity.
And here's Hield. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. It's a 16-point game. Mitchell outside. Again, the miss by the Kings.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Kings shooting 47% in their second quarter. Hield dishes to Mitchell. 1:03 left in the first half. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Here's Barnes. Rebound by the Clippers. MP's Clippers leading by 18. Here's Leonard. Kennard trying to break loose. Leonard, no luck. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Hield against Bledsoe. Up top, Hield. 5 points in the game. On the wing, Barnes. Defended by George. On up the court.
There are times Bledsoe can get a little helter-skelter, but right on point with that pass.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. Defensive. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. The Clippers shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. Checking out the group for Tyronn Lue to start the second half. George in the front court, along with Leonard. Kennard is out there at Bledsoe. And it's MP in at the 5 spot. To the middle, here's Halliburton. And the rejection by MP. He gets that one. Halliburton's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Kings. George looking over the floor. Good work defensively by Holmes.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Barnes kicks to Halliburton. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Clippers leading by 18. MP passes to George. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. The pass to Leonard. Basket number 5 goes in. He's now 5 of 12 from the floor.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Bledsoe against Mitchell. 3-pointer, Hield. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
And there it is for him.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
George against Mitchell. Into the lane. Misses from short range.
Not how they hoped to start this half. 1 for 5, brick after brick. Let's start building the building.
George with the bucket.
Paul George.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Healed outside. Pass to Halliburton. Barnes outside. Great D that time from Leonard. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. MP trying to free himself up. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. And the Kings will go for a different look here. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Rashawn Holmes. Marvin Bagley comes in for Barnes. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Buddy Hield. Davis is subbed in for Mitchell. The Clippers also making some changes. Marcus Morris is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. And it's Batum in for Paul George. MP against Thompson. And a wide open look for Halliburton. Nailed from three-point land. Halliburton's got 5 points so far. To the inside. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
That's his first
Batum brings
personal
length
foul.
and a versatile game.
Clippers substitution.
Mitchell against Bledsoe. Mitchell passes to Holmes. Back to Mitchell. And George gets the whistle that time.
Paul George.
That'll be his second foul of the
His
game.
second personal foul. Third team.
1:02 left to play here in the third. Hield against George. Shot clock at 5. Halliburton kicks to Holmes. Sacramento again missing. And it's Bledsoe with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. They get to take on the Blazers at Portland after this one. That'll be the third game of this 3-game road trip.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
On the wing, Mitchell. Off target from outside.
I'll tell you, this has not been his game, and he's making it worse with shot selection like that.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's George. 6 points for him. To the paint. Here's MP. The shot's good on the assist by George.
Assist goes to
George has
Paul
got
George.
5 assists in the game.
And these tough finishes get MP going. He relishes any chance to score on aggressive coverage.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them.
Better job of making shots. Good job just playing ball.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Petering. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Sacramento, got Hield. Jones is out there with Medu. Then it's Mitchell. Pass to Medu. Hield outside. Over Kennard. That one doesn't go. And the Clippers will come the other way. To the inside, Hartenstein. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Personal foul.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain
Isaiah
it.
Hartenstein.
And let's quickly
One
check
shot.
out the scoring breakdown here for the Clippers.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
They've gotten out on the break over and over tonight as well. A lot of baskets coming in transition.
Passes it to Medu. Defended by George. For 3, Mitchell. Paul George grabs the miss.
Well, he hasn't proven to be much of a floor spacer for them. He had the 1-3, but that was back in the first
Isaiah
half.
Hartenstein.
It's impressive, the level of domination
at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
You know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
Sacramento again missing. The Clippers shooting it really well, 54% from the floor. They get it again, outside for Bledsoe. A three-pointer off the mark.
Boy, this guy just can't buy a bucket, and yet they have the advantage.
Mitchell against Bledsoe. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
The dogged defense from Mr. Bledsoe twice on the pipes.
Now, here's George. He's covered closely. Scooped up. Here's Hartenstein. Excellent D that time from Jones. Sacramento's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Mitchell kicks to Hield. Now the pass to Medu. Wide open look. Not enough on that one as it misses.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And Jones sends it back. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. There's much argument over how the MVP award should be decided. Whether it's stats, time on the floor, the intangibles, with the winner, with the loser. What criteria do you use when you vote on that award?
Well, there's so much that goes into this because, number one, how skilled are you? You have to be one of the most skilled players in the league, in my estimation. Number two, how much do you influence winning? But the fact of the matter is most MVPs finish in the top 2 or 3 in their respective conferences. So that's another criteria. I'm just going to say this to you. I will actually poll NBA players as I come across them in the season, talking about these awards, these first, second, third team All-NBA, because they're the guys lining up opposite and know what goes into what these guys do.
Damian Jones.
Los Angeles has gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Los Angeles.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for MP.
Boy, this guy played with some swagger and intensity on the boards tonight, dominating the physical aspect of the game.
And it's Davis missing.
And the way they have controlled the glass this game, really impressive.
And bottom line, more boards means more possessions. That's how you build a lead.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
And this is what dominating the glass looks like. He just cannot be contained.
Wow, what a performance. And he's not just winning with physical ability, he's winning with anticipation.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. From 8. And rebounds again.
And he's just eating glass right now.
Greg, 30 rebounds in this one. So the Clippers winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.